Yeah, here's what happened. I was traveling with my friend Matt and got pulled over and forced to sign a contract at gunpoint by Officer Young, Nam de Gear, okay, which is a title, a de facto war name um, in the private foreign corporation calling itself the city of Rancho Cordova. Anyways, I'm just going to read you. You're not going to be able to read this stuff, but I just want you to hear some basics. So this is from the department. This is called the Criminal Resource Manual, okay? And this says, which is the Department of Justice put this out, okay? So it says specifically mention identification documents 18 U.S.C. 1028, Section 1028 of Title 18 designates three special non-federal identification documents and gives them preferred treatment. These three documents, in the absence of a nationality card, are the prime means by which an individual establishes identity in the United States. Okay, these three documents are birth certificate, driver's license, and personal identification card. Okay, so once again, I'm showing you where they have told us the truth. So it's our fault when we don't have a nationality card, because it says these three are accepted in the absence of a nationality card. So the thing is, okay, so that's one thing. So what happened was when I got pulled over, I gave them the passport, which was issued to me by the Department of State, and it's on record that I am a national. I am not a U.S. citizen. So that's one thing. But also that same Department of State has copies of my nationality card. Okay. So when I gave the cop the pass to go through the ports, the U.S. passport, that woman masquerading as the government ran the name that they know, the artificial person in commerce. And then this is what happened, was she forced me to sign this contract. Okay, so this is where it is, City of Rancho Cordova. It's all in capital letters, so this is presumed, okay, to say all this. It doesn't say anything. Remember, we've went over this kind of stuff. It's not in English. Here's the woman's, the foreign entity's name, R. Young, okay? I don't know anyone named R. Young, but anyway, so I wrote a line through this contract offer, and I wrote, void, no consent, fraud in the inducement. Okay, fraud in the inducement means through the mail, forced to contract, and so forth. But then at the bottom I wrote, you should look up fraud in the inducement. I wrote, forced to sign contract at gunpoint by Young Nam de Gear. So that's some of that. Okay, I'm telling you some information this is knowledge. Here's something that essential elements of a valid contract. And we've talked about this many times, but legal fiction, okay, so parties competent to contract must be same. They must be the same, being either legal fiction actors or living men and women. Okay, so never a mixture of these two kinds in their respective jurisdictions. Okay, genuine and free consent, full disclosure, valuable consideration, certainty of terms, meeting of the minds. Okay, autographs or signatures. So what's going on is I'm a living man, and I told that officer when she pulled me over the truth, and I didn't record. I did record it, but I thought to be nice for her, I wouldn't put all that on the record because she may not know all this stuff. But anyway, so all I'm telling you right now is you can see that I'm not a legal fiction, and so I can't contract with them, and this is why they have to convert you into a fiction from the driver's license. Okay, this is what's up. And so I'm just telling you that because now the purpose of this video, part 2, is that now I'm going to notice the chief of police my political status documents that are already on the record and published. So this dude's already committing crimes against me. It's theft of nationality, okay? Unlawful conversion of a living man into a legal fiction. This is called securitization of living flesh and blood, okay? And this packet right here has already been for 4 years. This has been on the record. So all I'm telling you, this is what's going on. I'm just recording this to make a record of it, but to make it public. And I'm just going to notice him, the chief of police, what's his name? you know, I wrote it down here. There we go. You know, Mathew Tamayo. Actually, I might delete that because they might block this video if I say his name. But anyways, no, that's fine. He's the chief of police, and he needs to he needs to be in honor with this stuff. But anyways, so I'm just noticing him of my political status documents because I'm not a legal fiction in commerce. I don't drive. I travel. I'm not getting paid. Remember what driving means? It means for hire. So anyways, and I have the right to travel under, you know, the Bill of Rights. And I mean, there's just, it's too long. I can make this in 5-hour video. You guys don't want to do that. But anyway, so I'm just telling you a couple of things I'm doing. I'm going to the post office right now, and I'm going to notice him registered mail. I told you this before because registered mail means it's under lock and key, and certified mail is from an office or officer to another office or officer. And I'm not an office or an officer. So I'm going to notice him, the living man. And so the reason why I'm doing this is that way it's verified. So in the city of Rancho Cordova, private foreign corporation masquerading as the government, when they pull me over again, this is all on record. That's all I'm doing. Okay, just a couple of points here. I ended up writing the state of California Duns and Bradstreet number. Okay, 071549,000, because all the city ofs, those are all subcontractors of that mother corporation. So I wrote that on this, and I'm just gonna send him the criminal resource manual about what they will take as status if you don't have a nationality card. And then and I'm sending, I didn't really mention it to you guys that well, I'm a little scattered here, but I'm sending this contract back to them because so this is what happened. I don't know if you guys, if you didn't follow along the stuff I've been talking about. So this name here, okay, it's all capital letters, and it's an artificial person that's designed to look like me, but it's not me. So they wrote this out to an artificial person, and they're trying to get me to be the debtor of that trust and make me pay debts, okay? And that's not me, okay? I'm not in the Wizard of Oz. I left the Matrix, okay? But something else here. So right here, you can't see it, just trust me, okay? And it says there's a zip code, 95628. Okay, so if you live in a zip code, then you live in the District of Columbia, and I don't live in the District of Columbia, okay, and so and that's something that I've talked about before. So if I accept any of this kind of these tickets or these contracts, whatever this stuff, then that's presuming under color of law that I don't know who I am or where I'm at, and I'm going to go ahead and let them run my life for me. Okay, and that's what everybody is doing. Not everybody, okay, because remember, only the Sith deal in absolutes, and I'm not a Sith, okay. So, but that's a couple of things I wanted to mention to you about this, okay. And so I'm gonna go ahead and go in here and send it off to this guy in a costume masquerading as the government. And I also want to remind you about Colossians 2:14, that all handwritten ordinances contrary to us died on the cross. So this is one of the things that Christ came and did. Okay, so that means that this has been happening for thousands of years. Okay, this isn't something that is a new scam that they just created, and they have been doing this for a long time. Stealing nationalities is what it is. Once again, I want to show you, police station is right across the street from the United States Postal Service, because they are criminal. It's a criminal empire, and this is all over the place in every city of cities, state of state. That's what's going on. These guys are criminals. Stealing nationalities. Alright, here's my nationality card. And I just want to share with you a couple of things that I'd noticed. Oh, here it is. So, once again, this green card goes to them. They sign for it. This is proof that he's been noticed. Okay? And it comes back to you. That's what the green card is. Okay? And when they want your signature, I make sure I write all rights reserved. Okay, but back here, then they want you to put your name again. So, and I wanted to tell you it's in a box. So this takes it off of the document. That's why they do that. But either way, all rights reserved. Always reserve all rights. Every single time. Never write your appellation without reserving rights, or you are done. And on the green card I put Mathew Tamayo, living man, de facto chief of police. The reason why I said de facto is because de facto means in practice, and de jure means in law. And these people are not lawful police, sheriffs, or highway patrols. They are all corporations masquerading as lawful positions. And I must tell you that I'm using these Federal Reserve notes because Roosevelt stole all the gold and silver in 1933. That's why.
Say again?
I'm using these Federal Reserve notes because we don't have any gold because Roosevelt stole all the gold and silver in 1933. So it's a disclaimer because I don't want to use these. That's all.
This one?
Okay, we're done. This is registered mail. When you go in there, they don't have these. And then when you ask them for it, they act like they don't know what it is sometimes, and then they try to talk you out of doing it and doing certified mail, which, remember, certified mail happens in the law of water between corporations and fictions. That's why they do that. I think they're trained to do that. Either way, what we have here is we have the proof on this piece of paper that the registered mail number, and that man was noticed. I'm already forgetting his name. I hope I don't remember it in the future. The de facto chief of police, and then this number is the same number that's on the documents. So that's evidence that he's been noticed. And, so the lady was really helpful at first. She realized I knew what, she didn't know, she was trying to see if testing competence, I believe. But then once she realized I knew what I was talking about, she was very, very helpful. And I'm very grateful for that. Anyways, that's the end. So now we wait for the green card to come back to show that it's been sent to him. And that's the evidence on record, recorded, and right here, right now.